Hello everybody, thanks for tuning into this video. So this is another off-roading video, if you couldn't tell by the title, and this time we are actually super stuck, or I wasn't stuck. This is my dad's truck. It was Land Rover Discovery 2, fell into this giant mud hole. We were just basically riding around this little forest area, and there's lots of mud holes we were just kind of going through, and most of them were just kind of puddles, because it had just rained that morning, so we really didn't think anything of it, and this one did look pretty deep though from the outside, so I went up around on the left side, that's what he was trying to do, but his truck ended up sliding off and into this puddle, which is why he's at such an incredibly steep angle. And it pretty much dunked half of his truck underwater, up to probably his wheel wells in some spots. Water was just gushing into his car the whole time. So, I tried pulling around real quick. Thought we'd get him out in like 20 minutes because we're trying to race against the water that's flooding into his truck. However, that 20 minutes turned into 30 minutes, and the 30 minutes turned into an hour, and then the hour turned into 2 hours. So his truck was sitting in this giant mud hole for about 2 hours, guys, and that was just nuts. What happened was there's just lots of problems all along the way. So we had a winch, we had tow cables, we had straps, we had trucks to pull it out. Everything that could have gone wrong really did, and that's where our troubles happened. That's why he was in there for a whole 2 hours. There were these two people, actually, a couple that really came over and helped us a lot, and were very, very appreciative of them because it would have taken us longer probably without them. They let us use a snatch block, which, if you don't know what it is, all it does is it goes onto your winch and just basically nearly doubles the power of it, is what it claims to do, which I think that helped a lot. So as we can see here, he's in the mud. There's me in the background trying to get around him so I could, come and pull him out. At this point, we got him hooked up, but we actually made a mistake there because all I did was tie the strap to his bumper instead of actually putting it on a D-ring like I should have. So that was our first mistake there. So try to pull it off and immediately just ripped off. Well, this is where we actually start trying to, hook it up correctly because I thought the other way would just work. But now let's try to pull him out. So I back up a bit and I go to yank him out, and yeah, something came off my truck. If you don't see in the left corner right there, the whole bumper came off the truck. It's probably a good thing it did though, honestly, because we figured out it was not attached well, like, at all. So it's a very good thing that it came off, so that way it doesn't come off in a more serious situation. So yeah, there's only 2 welding points. I'll put some pictures on the screen right now of what they look like. So we finally got a winch hooked up. Funny story about the winch. I've had my Jeep for about 3.5 years, and the winch, I've never had to use the winch. We tested it out to make sure it worked when bought it and everything. Didn't think anything of it. It's been sitting in the back of my truck ever since. The entire positive cable cord was corroded. I don't even know how to explain how bad it was. I'll put some pictures up on the screen now of what it's like. But it's just all the way through. It was all the way to the box. And, because we kept trying to shave off more and more to get a better connection, and it just would not work. So we would use it for a little bit. It would start burning and smoking. After that, we would shave off some more, do the same thing. The wire was literally just getting destroyed because it was just corroded so bad. I've never seen anything like that. Once we got the winch working somewhat, we realized that all it was doing was pulling my truck instead of pulling his. So then I have to back up and position myself behind a tree. Once you get behind the tree, it's starting to work. This is where we were starting to get him out. His exhaust wasn't in the water anymore. A big problem that we had was his truck was in limp mode and we didn't know it. So, he's pressing on the gas, but his wheels aren't spinning, but barely at all. So continuing on, we finally start pulling him out, making headway. We jammed sticks underneath the tires to try to do something because the mud was just absolute slop. You step in it. I stepped in there with my boot and my whole leg went straight down into the mud. It was crazy. Like I said, we were in there for 2 hours. He was stuck in that mud hole. It took us so long to get out. And this was our last day, so we figured we would just, go down right around a bit and then leave. And then that happened. So that wasn't super fun. But, that's what happens. We finally are able to get him out of this mud hole. And as you can see, we're all celebrating. Everybody starts whooping and clapping. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.